Hey guys, we have Ish here from Kite, and he's gonna tell us about how they ended up going from something beautiful like this into that rounded case.
Roman's lab. Let's get to the bottom of it.
This is what we actually tried to make.
Yeah.
We spent 3 years of R&D and 4 iterations of this chassis design before we figured out, manufacturing this, actually bringing this to market is simply impossible with the technology we have today.
So what's the main challenge? Because I assume with that case, it's pretty hard to manufacture as well because of all the curvature and all the pressed parts.
Correct.
So what was the challenge here?
So that X50 is actually taken from the internal structure of Z90. So inside this exoskeleton is this. The problem with the exoskeleton was we dared to create a different curve, a different depth, a different thickness, a different design for every single one of these ribs that starts from the bottom front all the way to the back edge. And because of how much variance there is, because we have to break that up into different panels so you can actually take it apart and build in it, it introduces immense complexity. Third mock-up we had took almost an entire week of a team building it by hand,
assembly,
piece by piece. That was just for one of these. To design and expense the tooling, it requires potentially $1 million in just tooling alone.
$1 million.
Then the question we're faced with is, okay, does a market for that really exist today? Especially with the market conditions, right? Is this something we really wanted to bring to market, even if it was something that would be upwards of $500?
Yeah.
Does that audience exist? We weren't too sure.
Let me and Ish know in the comment if you would pay $500 for Z90 case, or should it stay in history as a prototype?
But we learned so much in how to make a case differently. We basically rewrote the book on how to make a case. And so part of this was also cool. We designed these massive FA20 duo concept fans. And with this, it wasn't just, let's make the biggest or fastest fan. It was, let's make the biggest fan with the widest, strongest blade with a really nice motor. That way it spins and it's very quiet. So you don't have to hear it, but you can feel the benefit. And with all of the proprietary stuff going on in the industry, we're like, you know what, screw all that. How about we have user replaceable central fan mounts that you can just pull right off. That way, if a blade breaks, if one of the fans has an issue, you're not arming the entire thing. We just pop this off and pop it back on.
Yeah, makes sense.
Plus, for reverse blade designs, which are very popular nowadays, you can just swap it out, the blade itself. You don't have to redo the entire assembly. So it's very much sustainable and much more eco-friendly in its approach to design.
That's the right thinking,
And we don't have anything. This has zero proprietary bullshit. Standard PWM connectors works on any motherboard.
Anything.
Any software that controls a PWM signal works with these.
Awesome. Yeah.
And we brought all that to X50 and FA12. So X50, if you look a little close, it resembles the inner structure almost one to one. We scaled it down in every dimension.
Especially with this unit, right? With the original Z90
design. And so that's how the X50 came to be. We kept building in these mock-ups and we were like, you know what? We really enjoy building inside the inner structure. What if we just make that into a case itself? Z90 is the reason X50 exists, and it's the reason we can actually manufacture.
I never knew that, so it's quite a transition.
And so, of course, we added a few more design elements to make it stand out, but that's really where we learned how to make a rounded chassis and scale it down to something that's affordable and manufacturable at scale. And so, X50 itself is still extremely difficult to manufacture. We dream big, we dare to be different, but sometimes we can't always bring these ideas to market.
I have another question for you. So my personal preference, I'm always looking for something small in size, and now I'm having this fetish for vertical cases.
Okay.
All right, so I don't see anyone going into the vertical space a lot. Do you think there's a potential market in flipping your cases and building them upwards rather than going, sideways?
We've explored, as you can see, we've explored many different dimensions of how to make a case.
Everybody's trying to go in this format nowadays. People think it makes sense with the airflow, but then if you look at Xbox Series X, one of their main engineering things
was about
taking
a
easy
vertical
airflow,
and
exactly.
pushing airflow
Exactly.
up to the top.
Yes.
Yeah. We explore designs like that. Again, can't really give away too much, and you can expect to see a lot more from us around Computex this year. Some of which will come to the market.
Okay, interesting. It's interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Right, so that was Ish with us from Kite. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this interview, and make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons because I have plenty of interesting content from CES 2026. During this CES, I managed to get kicked out from Razer's stand for asking warranty and Razer Synapse questions.
I'd rather do
No?
this not mic'd up.
I've seen some interesting solutions for water cooling, which are not available for consumer market, maybe yet, maybe never. I'll have a separate video highlighting all the interesting PC cases that I've seen at CES, as well as give you an idea of what is the main theme around PC cases in 2026. We'll cover Gigabyte, Thermaltake, MSI, GameSir, several display manufacturers, and a lot more. So make sure you support this channel. It costs me a lot, and it's all paid from my own pocket. Stay tuned, and I'll see you shortly. Godspeed.